Today we are checking out the Forbes list 10 ways to save money when you live in the city. This will be interesting because I don't live in a city, so we'll see which things can actually carry over to the country. Drop down in the comments, are you a city person or a rural person? First one is stop paying for convenience. I see this as yes and maybe no. I am all about not paying for convenience, but I'm actually kind of trying to change a little bit because sometimes convenience can save you time, and if you can use that time to do something more productive or to earn more income, then it's worth it. So I have been very anti-convenience for so long, and now I'm kind of like, maybe I should do something slightly more convenient. But in general, this idea of we're not always buying DoorDash, we're not always going out to eat, we're not having other people always make our food, we're making food at home, that can save you so much money. And we make all our food at home, basically, except for an occasional pizza night. So that does save a lot of money in general. But for us, it's more about the endless list of food allergies that I have and not about just saving endless amounts of money, even though it does save money. I can see this convenience thing being so much more tempting in the city because you can see everything right at your fingertips. You can get your mani and your pedi. You can go and eat that fancy food. You can have all these different experiences. But if you're like me and you live kind of in the middle of nowhere, you can't necessarily see all of those things right outside your door. I have to be looking for these kinds of services, these kinds of experiences, do some research to actually find things like that. They're not just bombarded at me all the time just by the fact that I looked out my window. Don't be city apartment poor. This goes for any place. You want to be living somewhere that you can actually comfortably afford. I know sometimes people find it really annoying when you have to make 3 times the rent to rent a certain place, but that is for your protection. And you should think about that with your house also. What is that payment like compared to my income? Because the last thing you want to do is be living in a place that's too expensive for you, and then you can't afford your car loan. You can't afford your student loan payments. You can't afford to eat well because all that money is going towards your house. And I see this all the time. People buy their dream house and then they realize, well, I have to get another job for this to actually work realistically with my life, with my daycare costs, all those other things. Of course, this can be about wanting to impress people and have nice things and be able to show those nice things to other people. So if we can avoid needing to impress people with our finished kitchen or not, then we can live at a place that's truly affordable for us and actually make that financial progress that we want to. Cut the cable. Now, cable is not such a thing as it was before, even though I wonder if they'll bring it back because they're starting to bundle things together. Like you have a phone plan and now you get free Hulu and now you get free Disney Plus or whatever it is. They kind of throw things in. And that kind of reminds me of cable because you got so many channels or whatever at the same time. I've actually never had cable in my life because my parents were also quite frugal, so we didn't pay for that, and we only got the one channel. And now, of course, it's all the streaming services. So this is about don't have all the streaming services at once. Then you might be paying for things that you're not actually using and enjoying, which means that $10, $15 a month is just flushed down the drain. So we just want to be mindful of all those things so that we can cancel things when we don't need them and just have the things that we really need. And this is reminding me that I have something that we need to cancel because we're not using it because we got a new streaming service, which I'm enjoying. We're watching Netflix right now. So we try to only have one streaming service at a time, but then we kind of rotate through them based off our mood. Use public transportation, bike, or walk. So this is a big deal in a city because this is possible. If you live in a city with great public transportation, then it is reasonable for you to take public transportation or ride your bike or walk wherever you're going if you live close enough to your job. So if you live somewhere rural like me, again, it doesn't really work like that. If you don't have your own car, you're not going anywhere and you can't get to work. Yes, our town does have a free bus system, but it would probably take me 3 times as long to get anywhere. And the places that I need to go are too far away. The bus system doesn't work for that. There's so many gaps. So I would say this is really a money-saving hack, especially for the city. If you can utilize this in a rural community, great. Right now it's only 16 degrees here, so also I wouldn't really be biking either, even if I lived close enough to work to do that. Another trap that you can fall into in the city is always calling an Uber instead of walking or biking or using that public transportation card you already have and that really racks up because that's like the most expensive way to get anywhere. So maybe you don't have a car, so you're calling the Uber, but really it would have been, a 15-minute walk or something, and it's not that bad. Find the free activities. In a city, there would probably be so many more of these that you could probably take advantage of something every single day. You have to get a little bit more creative if you live somewhere with less people, but there's always the hiking, the library events. They often give away free books, or they have, those touch-a-truck events, things like that. You just have to mark them on your calendar, and then I always forget to go, but there are lots of cool free events, and that can save you money on paid events. And also look out for those free museum days or the free state park days or stuff like that. Bring your own lunch to work. Now this one works anywhere, city, rural, you name it. And I am a big believer in this, not just for the health benefits of the kind of food that you prepare at home is normally healthier than what you would be buying out, but also for your wallet, because you could buy yourself a serving of salmon for around $3, make yourself a nice salad for maybe $2 if you're getting real fancy. And that would be so much better than the $15, $20 you spent on a burger at that fried place. If you are spending on the low end $10 a work day on a takeout lunch of some sort, that's $2,600 a year. That adds up. That just has me thinking, what kind of trip could I take for $2,600? And what if we had two people that were saving that $10 a work day? For that, I could go to Disneyland, I could go to Hawaii, and take the whole family. BYOC, or bring your own coffee. I haven't heard this acronym before, but I like it. Now, saving money on coffee is not the holy grail of personal finance, but it can help out, and everything does add up. That $7 a day adds up over time. Even if you have to invest in a shiny espresso machine and a few hours on YouTube figuring out how to make your favorite drinks at home, in the long run, this can definitely save you money if you are a coffee person. Let me know in the comments, have you figured out how to make that fancy coffee at home? And last but not least, just say no. This is easier said than done, but there are so many opportunities for entertainment, for concerts, for museums in the city. The author of this article is saying that you could blow your entire paycheck on entertainment alone. So I think this should be more about prioritizing and kind of planning ahead for what is actually important to you, so that you don't blow $30, $50 on a whim on some day where you check out a museum and you go to a concert or something. I don't want to say no way on the experiences, but I do want them to still fit in the entertainment budget. So if there's one that's important to you, plan ahead, budget ahead so that you can go. If you live in a city, what is one of the most difficult things to resist spending money on? If you like videos like this, hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.